Welcome to the Pretty and Profiting Show, your favorite show for branding, beauty, business, and the truth of how to be a boss lady and build your empire. Pause the show right now and grab your seat at prettyprofitsgift.com and enroll into the free 21-day e-course to build a brand that people crush on, gossip about, and buy from. And now, your host. She is the fierce money-making brand strategist and creative freaking genius, Nicole K. Lundy.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Pretty and Profiting Show. Today, it's all about branding your ish on Instagram. Because if you're on Instagram, boring is not allowed. Being mundane is not allowed. The entire platform is built on being creative and being visual. So if you don't have those two elements in place when you are posting and strategizing for your Instagram marketing, you are dead in the water on arrival. Oh, did I introduce myself? Of course, you know who I am. I am your host, Nicole K. Lundy, the money-making brand strategist, bringing you the real deal tools on this show so that you can shortcut your journey to building your empire. So let's dig into Instagram. One of the things I really love about the platform is that it doesn't matter if you have a sexy product. So if you own a skincare line or you're an insurance agent, Instagram levels the playing field because, like I said, you have to be visual. You have to have stunning images on your profile to build your following, to get engagement, which then leads to people wanting to be in your community, joining your list, signing up for your programs, products, and services. You see where I'm going? So let's talk about doing your market research. So it's not all about a one-way street. It's not all about the followers you get and not really looking at what they're doing, their behaviors. So you want to dig in to at least 25 of your followers, or let me backtrack. You want to dig into at least 15% of your followers. Follow them back, cyber stalk them a bit, see what their profile and bio says about them. And if you feel like they're in your ideal client, your target audience category, follow them back because you want to use what interests them to build out your strategy, to add to your strategy, because you have to bring the brand story alive. You have to show how your expertise ties in with their lifestyle and how if they work with you or buy anything from you, their life will be exponentially better. So you want to do some market research, let your customers be themselves, just cyber stalk them a bit, see what interests them. It may be selfies, it may be food, it may be travel, it may be shopping. How can you tie that with your Instagram strategy and even dominate and slay the competition even more this way? Next, I want to talk about leveraging the audience on Instagram. Now, not every brand should be on Instagram. You should definitely know if Instagram makes sense for you, but if it does make sense, you want to leverage reaching the audiences. So one of the things, or several things that you can do, one, you need to be strategic on the hashtags that you use. Instagram hashtags is part of the game. It's not just the visuals. So you need to have your hashtag game on fleek. Second, you need to consider getting sponsorship opportunities. So there's several large accounts and you always kind of know if they do sponsorships, they have a big following and they also have an email address in their profile. If they do, I highly recommend reaching out to them. Of course, if there is brand alignment and if it makes sense for you to be associated with this brand, and ask them, do they offer sponsorship opportunities? A lot of times people grow their following super fast by getting a few sponsorship opportunities for their brand and their following explodes. So did you get that? Hashtags and you want to consider sponsorship opportunities. Almost brain fart, but sponsorship opportunities. Next, you want to leverage what you're doing. So if you have an interview coming up on a radio show, a podcast show, if you have a TV appearance, if you have a new blog post or video post that you just published, you want to make a visual for Instagram. Reach larger audiences, tell your brand story, but tell it visually. So today we're talking about branding your ish on Instagram. We already dug into 2 strategies that you can implement right away. We'll be right back. Continue this conversation. Let's imagine that you have a brand that's influential, buzzworthy, and profitable. It's time to make this happen. If you are looking to master your brand messaging so that it's captivating and fascinating and attracts your target audience, develop your signature program that you can start enrolling clients in right away, get clarity in your market positioning for long-term profitability and growth, create your marketing plan and sales promotion strategy, and lastly, design a customized action plan to make implementation simple. I created the Monetize My Brand program to do exactly that for your business. The reason I work with high-performing entrepreneurs on building their bankable brands is because the world does not need more cookie-cutter brands. Go to prettyprofits2015.com and book your Monetize My Brand intensive. Playtime, it's over. So today we're talking about branding your ish on Instagram, of course, and I hope that you've already started getting ideas for how you can up level what you're doing on Instagram so that it builds your following. People, you need following. You got to let go of the ego that, I don't need anybody. I don't want to, run after anybody. You need a following. It's not about kissing ass. It's not about sucking up. It's about you being on the hunt for the people who are hunting for you. You have to take responsibility. They can't do all the work to find you. You have to put in some work as well too. So I want to talk about your brand story. I always talk about this being your secret weapon to you standing out from everybody else doing what similar stuff that you're doing for your business. Instagram is the perfect place to incorporate your brand story as part of your marketing strategy. And the cool thing about it is that you can tell the story visually. So here's a few ways that you can do that. You can have a brand story day, like a look back into time or back into time kind of day, and show this. This is when I was in the lab mixing my formulas. This was the final outbreak on my face of ugly acne and rashes when I said, you know what, I'm going to create a skincare product that works for me because nothing else is working. I'm spending hundreds and millions of dollars on these foolish products going on my face. In terms of, I have 10 unwritten books and nobody knows I can write. This is not about me, just FYI. I'm just giving an example. So if you are a copywriter and nobody knows you're a copywriter, or nobody knew you were a copywriter before you had the gumption to start your business, talk about that back in the day. Like, look at the journals I had stacked up before I started my business. Like, look, I'm not new to this game. I'm a vet in this piece. So you want to have either days where you carve out for telling your brand story. Throwback Thursday is a perfect day because everybody's searching those hashtags. Hint, hint, building your following for people already searching something. And tell your story. You have to get vulnerable. The pieces that you think don't matter, the pieces that you think are boring is what people need to hear. That one thing. Think about the one thing where you were sitting at an event or the one line you read in the book that completely changed your life. It shifted everything in your life and was one of the things that facilitated you to your next level of success. So never take for granted any piece of your story, and you have to be responsible for sharing it because it is your responsibility as a small business CEO or any CEO of your business and the founder to transform lives. As you can tell, if you've been following this show for a while, the more you hear these tools and strategies for building your empire, you realize this whole thing is not even about you. It's actually about the people that you are here to serve. With that being said, this is your host, Nicole K. Lundy. I will see you on the next episode. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Pretty and Profiting Show. Now, I want you to join the Pretty and Profiting Posse over on Facebook. It's simple to join. Just go to Facebook, type in Pretty and Profiting in the search box, and click join. Hurry, we're waiting on you. Until next time, stay pretty and stack those profits.